So you worked with Mariah too. No, we never talk about the beef between Eminem and Mariah Carey. They had beef songs.
I
Shit like that.
introduced
How'd that go?
You introduced them?
Yeah.
So
Did they ever really actually
So
date?
it's your fault that the beef happened.
No. Okay, so let me tell you what happened there.
Did they ever actually date?
Yes.
yeah, they definitely
No.
dated. Because
Okay.
I went to Eminem's concert. He plays her messages. He plays her messages at the
That's
concert.
wild.
Absolutely.
Look, the Mariah thing, God. So the first record that I ever produced was I Still Believe by Mariah Carey, Crazy Bone and the Brat. So I had met Mariah. She had an act called, it was an act on Crave. God, I can't even remember the name of it now. But she had this act. She just started a label. They needed airplay for it. So she called the radio station one day. I happened to pick up the phone, and we struck up a friendship. And we just started talking. And when she came to LA, they were like, hey, we're going to have Mariah go to radio or talk to radio. We're going to go to Sony Studios and put her in a glass box. And you guys can come, poke at her or whatever. And I was like, we'll pass. And so the next thing that I know, I get a call from her going like, what, you guys don't like me anymore? Like, what? We had a great conversation. Like, what's the problem? I said, look, unless you're coming to the radio station, I mean, we're a rap station. You're a pop artist. Like, it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, how would I do that? And I said, well, go to Kiss FM first, then go to the beat and come here last. And it'll work. So she showed up, and we ended up hanging out again, and that's where we started talking about producing and all of that, and that's when I started producing. Now, fast forward to around the time of Glitter, I had been working on all of her albums up to that point. When I had left around that time because of the Eminem situation, I got a call from M's people, from Steve Stout, and he said, yo, M wants to meet Mariah. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I said, I'm not getting in the middle of that. I know how this ends. And plus, right now, I'm pretty much managing Mariah. I had just introduced her to Jay-Z for Heartbreaker. We had a #1. She was getting off Sony. I was dealing with the Tommy sabotage, all of this kind of stuff with her ex-husband being the CEO of the label, and then introducing her to Jay-Z. You know what I mean? It wasn't a real good time. And then she was getting out of that deal, and I was part of the team negotiating with Virgin for the $100 million deal. She says she wants to do Glitter, and I'm like, why do you want to do an independent movie coming off of Sony? Like, come on, we need to do, we're sign with Clive, do a Jermaine Dupri record, and let's not reinvent the wheel here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she's like, well, Jermaine, I don't know where he's at because of Tommy and Sony and da-da-da-da-da and all of this. And so anyways, when they called to introduce Mariah to Eminem, they said, well, he's got this movie called 8 Mile, and he wants her to be in the movie. And I'm like, oh, the bitch is Achilles' heel. Like, she's got this movie coming out. You're offering the movie. If I don't say something and then it comes another route through the business or something, then I'm the bad guy. So I go to Mariah and I say, look, Eminem wants to meet you. And she's like, no. Like, I'm not getting up in that. And I said, well, there's this movie. She goes, what's his number? And I'm like, look, so I call M first. And I'm like, look, bro. We're having some issues because she started to frazzle a little. You know what I mean? This was during that time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it was like, it was tenuous. And I was like, don't do this. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I know where you're going with this. Christina Aguilera, all of this kind of stuff, but don't do this. Like, I'm managing this girl, and it's going to cause me a problem. And I just did all this for you. Just do me this favor. And he's like, no, I genuinely want her in the movie. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get her on three-way, put him on the phone, and the first thing out of his mouth is, I want you to play my mother.
She did not like that shit at all.
I was wondering what role he was going to give her. Like,
I was wondering, too.
Like the Brittany Murphy role.
So her insecurities kicked in.
Oh my
big
All day. That did not go well.
So then it was her chasing him. It wasn't him chasing her. And so, like, we were at the Glitter thing in New York for Glitter, and this is where she's really starting to not sleep, not eat, you know, did the TRL thing, you know what I mean, where she took off her clothes and all of this, and I'm like, look, this is all bad. And we're flying from New York to LA, and she's like, hey, we're going to stop off in Detroit. And I said, we? And so the next thing I know, we're at Eminem's house, you know, in Detroit, and they disappear, you know what I mean? And
did he give you a look when you saw him?
He's like, you gave me your word.
Look,
You gave me your word.
Sorry, Damizza.
yeah, no, I mean, she was on him.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean at this point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
He strategized.
She stopped in Detroit.
So the second they went in his room, literally, I said, I'm going back to LA. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point in me being here. This went from business, y'all fucking.
Yeah.
Right.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
So I went back to LA, and I just washed my hands of it. I'm like, this is going to hell in a handbasket. I don't want an issue with M. I don't want an issue with Dre. I don't want an issue with Mariah. I need to stick to the fucking radio.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm good. So then I get a call that, you know, Mariah's not doing well, and he had done this and that and, you know, all of this. So she went to Santa Barbara to my grandma's house and was looking for me. So I'm in New York.
She didn't call you? She
tried.
Oh, you were avoiding the phone
And
call.
I was avoiding the calls
Okay.
to come fix this. Because it was, I mean, this is when it was full-blown Mariah can't make a complete sentence type stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so
I
my
remember because
grandma...
this is before her doing the album with the producer in Atlanta, right?
That's Jermaine.
Jermaine Dupri, right? This is before or after?
Way before.
Way before.
The
okay.
comeback you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. Because that was her comeback.
I'll tell you about that one too. But anyway, so with Glitter, she was incapacitated, right? But she didn't have any other friends. So I became literally the doctor's contact, the, you know, everything. Yep. So I'm doing all of this, and then she's like, look, you know, I'll give you $250,000. Go finish Glitter for me. You know what I mean? So it was me getting Busta, getting Mystical, you know, going out and doing all of this stuff, working with Clue, working with, you know, all of them to finish up the album. So I did half of the Glitter album, you know, to fix it.
Oh, okay.
So
then...
when you say you're a producer, like, what was your, like, you know, do you create, like, the beats and the music?
Well, like, with that album, like, Clue did the beat for, like, you know, Last Night a DJ Saved My Life and put Fabulous on it. And then I would go get Busta Rhymes, put him on it, oversee the mix.
You're
take
DJ
it to mastering.
Khaled before he actually exists.
But I also did If We, you know, with Ja Rule and Mariah, which started the whole Jennifer Lopez thing, by the way. You know, because Tommy saw that I had just broken Ja Rule. I just did a new record with Mariah for Glitter. He's like, well, then I need Ja Rule and Irv Gotti because that'll stick a pin in her. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which put a wedge between me and Ja. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So with the M thing, I was like, look, I'm good. You know what I mean? So, and it's all happening at the same time. So we get her back, we get her okay. Then it's like, I'm doing the day-to-day thing. I'm doing Power 106. I'm doing Hot 97. I'm doing 32 stations in the middle. I'm helping Dr. Dre. I'm doing the day-to-day for Mariah Carey. I'm doing, you know what I mean? Like, it was just all over the place. So after Glitter happens, I mean, people don't realize Glitter came out on September 11th. You know what I mean? So, like, as the towers are coming down, Glitter's coming out. You know what I mean? And it just was what it was. So then it became about rebuilding. So when it came to, you know, we did the deal with Def Jam It was all right. You know, nothing was really sinking right. And we were still rebuilding. She still had the stigma for the, you know, whatever happened and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And Tommy blackballing and, you know, just all of this kind of stuff. And I'm like, look, just go to Atlanta and bring me back a fucking Usher record. Just go do it. She comes, and I at that time, I'm like, look, I got to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So I got to figure out how to do this. Then they say, Benny Medina just got fired by Jennifer Lopez. And I'm like, ooh, Benny Medina, Mariah Carey, this would be good. So I put them together in Vegas and just, yo, let's do this. You guys go ahead and do it. As soon as that deal was done, I was gone. But the last thing that I did was put the Emancipation of Mimi together. I mean, I was supposed to be the executive producer of the Emancipation of Mimi, and just because I left, she fucked me on the credits. But the Rodney Jerkins record, the Twister record, the Traxter record, the Mahogany record, I did 8, and sent her to Atlanta for Shake It Off and We Belong Together. So, I mean, it's like, fuck you, bitch. But anyways, go ahead.
So you would say that, you've heard, there's a lot of rumors about the music industry that is like the devil is evil, that is not as pretty as it seems.
It wasn't at that time. It wasn't that I saw.
And you would say the same thing, like, is happening now?
I don't know what these motherfuckers